Everyone. Good evening, all. Am I audible? I hope you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Fine. So let's start the class. And fine, in the last class, we have seen how to create Windows instance and how to connect to this instance, right? So today we'll see how we are going to create a Linux instance, and we will see how to make that Linux instance as a web server. Okay, that is our motto today. So let's proceed. Let me log into the console. So I have given username and password. So for time being, I'll choose other region. Like you can choose any region, guys. There is no problem at all. Let me choose Ohio region this time. So just go to EC2. So go to launch instances. As I know that I don't have any instances in this region. So let us create one instance. Today we are going to launch Linux instance. So the steps for Linux instance are similar to your Windows instance only, but there is some little modification. Let's proceed with that. Just click on this launch instance. You can give any name here. I'll give name as my Linux. So I'm taking Amazon Linux. So we will see in the next class, we'll see the different flavors of Linux, everything we'll see. Okay. So Amazon Linux I'm choosing, and yeah, you can choose either this one or this one because both are under free tier eligible. I hope every one of you have created your AWS accounts, right? Have you done with your AWS accounts, guys? Every one of you?
Yes.
Okay. Navin Reddy, you?
Oh, yes, created.
Okay, fine. So let me choose Amazon Linux, and instant type is T2 micro is enough for me. So let me choose that only. And keypair, let me create one new keypair here. So the keypair name is Linux at the rate 8:30 p.m. So just download keypair format. So one keypair is getting downloaded in your downloads. So coming to the network settings, just click on this edit settings. Here you can give any security group name. I'm giving security group name as my Linux security group. Same name I'll give even in description also. And coming to here, you are going to have SSH port has been opened. So the port number is 22. So in the previous class, if we were trying to launch Windows instance, if you observe, we could able to see here which port number, guys, for Windows instance. Which port number for Windows instance we have used?
3389.
Yeah, the port range is, the port number is 3389. Port name is here.
RDP.
RDP port. Okay. And port number is 3389. But for Linux, here, by default, it has been chosen, SSH port. The port name is SSH port and the port number is 22. So today we have learned one more port number, that is 22 port number. So for Linux, the port number is 22. You have to open 22 port number in security groups. And storage. Coming to here, if you observe for Windows, how much storage it was taking for Windows? How much it was for Windows? hard disk EBS volume? Hmm?
Total
30 GB.
30 GB, and here we configured 8 core, right?
Yeah, 30 GB. So here, but in Linux, it was taking by default 8 GB. Why? Because Linux is a lightweight operating system. Okay, that's why Linux became so popular, because of light in weight, in nature. So we will see why it is light and why this Windows is having, more weight. Why? Because in Windows, we will be having graphical user interface and as well as command line interface. Okay, even in Windows also we have command line, guys. If you want, you can even search here. Go to CMD. So you can get open of this command prompt. See this yellow, this black color screen, we are going to call it as command prompt. Even in Windows also we have this command prompt. Apart from this, this is what we will call it as command prompt. Okay, where we can enter commands. Okay, so apart from this command prompt, in Linux, in Windows, we are going to have graphical user interface. What is graphical user interface? So here, if you want to create folder, what we are going to do? So here, we will just go to the UI and we will right click and we will create a folder. That is one way. And of course, before this UI was not there, how we used to do? We used to interact with this command prompt only. Okay, so because of this graphical user interface, the Windows operating system is heavy in weight. That's why it was taking 30 GB earlier. But whereas in Linux, we have only graphical user interface. We don't have any command prompt. So here we can have, it is taking 8 GB RAM, but free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 GB of EBS storage. That means I can launch 2 more instances within the free tier eligible. Even if I launch 2 more instances, what will be happen? Suppose I want to launch some 100 instances. You just change the number as 100 so that each and every instance will be taking these configurations which we have chosen. Okay, that is the meaning here. So here, under free tier eligible, in Linux, we can even launch 3 more instances. So 3 8s are 24. So still 6 GB is left. Okay, that also we can do. Suppose let us try to launch 2 instances. If you want to launch 2 instances at a time, yes, you just change the number from 1 to 2. That's all. These are the configuration details which we have given. So you just go ahead with this. Just click on this launch instance. Successfully launched instances. You just scroll down, view all instances. So it will take some time. It will take a couple of minutes for getting this instance status in running state. Yes, one instance came into running state. See, I have just given the number called 2. Like that, if you want to launch even 1000 servers also, 1000 instances also, yes, just change this number so that each and every instance will be taking the configuration whatever you have chosen. Okay, so that is the one. Fine. Suppose if you want to rename this, yes, from here we can rename. If you wish to rename, yes, you can rename from here. That's all. Okay. And here, suppose I need only one instance, I don't require another one. So you can terminate or else you can stop this instance. Just select the instance, go to instance state and terminate. I don't require this instance anymore, so that let me terminate here. Okay, fine. So I have launched my Linux instance successfully. This is my Linux server. I have launched this Linux server successfully. So how we are going to connect to that server? So here, this is my laptop and I'm in Hyderabad. So my laptop will be in Hyderabad. Okay. So here, this is my instance. This is my Linux instance, which is in Ohio region. Okay, I have launched this Linux server in Ohio region. So if I want to connect from my laptop to this instance, for getting communication, I have opened security group, that is port. I have opened 22 port number. So here, fine. Apart from this, here we have to enter some more details here also, that is DNS name you have to enter, and second one is username. Just like your Windows instance, here also we need to enter some random details like DNS name, username, and what else we have entered? Password. These details we have to enter in Windows. Where we have entered these details? In RDP client. So even in Linux also we have to enter some third-party application, that is mobile external. Using this third-party application, we are going to connect from your laptop to this Linux instance. Okay, so here, fine. As we know, the instance itself will be giving this DNS name and as well as username. So here, for that password, what we are going to do? The instance gave, we have downloaded key pair, right? That is in the form of .pem format. We are going to upload this key pair directly. But whereas in previous class, we were trying to convert this PEM key into password. But here, we will be directly uploading this private key into this application. So let's proceed how we are going to connect. So for that, first you have to download Mobile Extreme application. For that, just open any browser in Google. You just type Mobile Extreme download. Okay, that's all. See, here you can see Mobile Extreme X server with SSH, Telnet, RDP, VNS. Okay, so just click on this first link. So here you will be having two editions, guys. One is home edition, and of course it is free. And next is a professional edition. They are going to charge here for professional editions. So here in companies, we are going to proceed with professional edition as just it is practice for us. So I'm choosing home edition here. Fine. So here, fine. You just click on this download option. It will be prompting you some basic instructions. Just proceed for that. Just click on next. It will get downloaded. One link here. So that you can see like this. This is the Mobile Extreme icon. So you just download this application. So I have added this to my taskbar so that it will be easy for me. So that is the one. Just download this one. This is very simple. Just follow the steps which it is going to prompt. So you can get one icon on your desktop. So here, fine. Let me connect here. So if you want to connect, just select this instance. Click on this connect. Go to SSH client. But in yesterday's class, here we were having RDP client. Now you can see SSH client. Just click on this SSH client. Here, you can see here, right? Under example, see, you will have under example. Under example, you can see EC2-user. Okay, this EC2-user is a username. EC2-user is a username. At the rate, you can have some more details, right? This is nothing but DNS name. Okay. EC2-user is a username and this one is a DNS name. So you just copy this username at the rate DNS. Okay. So just under example, you can have this one. Just copy this username at the rate DNS. Okay. Just go to Mobile Extreme here. Okay. Just go to sessions, new sessions. Click on this SSH and you will not find this warning, guys. So I have some things here. That's why I can able to see these warnings. Let me delete all these things. Don't worry about all these things, guys. So here what you are going to do, you just copy this username @DNS from here. Just open your mobile extension, go to sessions, new session, SSH. You can have option called SSH here. Under remote host, you can paste the username @DNS which you have copied from instance and go to advanced SSH settings. Click on this option, use private key. Just upload your key. Here is my key, it is in downloads. Just upload your key. You can find your key in downloads, guys. Just open and okay. Just accept. Fine. So here, this black color screen is called command prompt. Okay, the black color screen is called command prompt here. Fine. So just let me, I think you can see now, right? So fine. Now see here, this is a Linux operating system. This is my Linux instance. Okay, yesterday we have seen Windows instance. Today we have seen how we are going to launch Linux instance or Linux server. So here, this is my Linux servers. So this is the place where we are going to enter some commands. Okay, so you don't worry guys. If you are not much familiar with Linux also, I will teach you from basics. Okay, no need to worry at all. You just proceed the steps whatever I am teaching you. Okay, so for time being, what I will do, you are not much familiar with this. I have written some commands. So you just follow those commands blindly. I will share this document to you. Okay, so here, yeah, this one. I have some commands with me. So blindly execute these commands. In further classes, you will understand what are these commands and all. Okay, each and everything you will understand in further classes. Okay, so what I will do, just copy this command blindly. And of course, make sure that you are copying as it is. Why? Because these Linux commands are case sensitive. Okay, just paste here. Okay, fine. What is the meaning of this command? So here, see here, you have logged in as a EC2-user. EC2-user is a normal user here. So we have to switch from EC2-user to root user. Okay, so what is this root user, normal user, all the things I will explain in the tomorrow's class. Okay, just for time being, you just have an idea on this. So here, this EC2-user is a normal user here. As if you log in as a normal user, you will not have all permissions for downloading packages, installing packages, all the installing softwares. You will not have all permissions. So what we are doing, I'm going to convert from normal user to root user. Okay, by typing this command, sudo space su space hyphen. So all are small letters only. Just press enter. Once if I type this command, you can observe, you can convert from EC2-user to root user. If you switch from normal user to root user, you can perform all the tasks. Okay, so let me execute next command. What is the next command? So I'm executing this command next. So here, fine. So here in Windows, if you want to update your server, you are going to have an option here. While you are shutting down, you can see option over here. Okay, update and shut down, update and restart, like that option you are going to see. But whereas in Linux, we have to update the things manually. Okay, we need to update the things manually in Linux. So if you want to update the server, you have to use this command. That is yum space update space -y. Yum update -y. Okay, just press enter. If your server is having any updates, it is going to consider. So here, it is not having any updates. That's why it is not, it is showing no packages marked for update. Okay, so what is the purpose of updating, guys? Why we have to update? If we don't update, what is going to happen? If we don't update our OS, what is going to happen? Leela and Naveen Reddy, Prasad.
Patches or any security updates, it won't be up to date, right? So if you're not updating, so once you update everything, it will be up to date as per the new changes.
Yes. Suppose your server is having, I mean, your computer is having some basic packages which will come by default with OS. If you update, then only your system will be little fast. Otherwise, your operating system will not be, will be trying to struck over there. Okay, so for that, if you update, what will be happen? Some default packages will be updating themselves and it is going to be active. Okay, so whatever the new changes which are there in your operating system, that will get updated. So even in Linux also, same thing we are going to do. Whereas in Windows, we can have option here for updating. But whereas in Linux, we have to update manually every now and then. Okay, this is the two steps which we have to execute once if you connect to the instance. First one is sudo su hyphen. Second one is yum update hyphen y. These two commands we are going to use every now and then. Okay. So suppose if you want to install, see what I want. This is my simple Linux server, right? So what I want, this Linux instance, I want to make it as web server. Okay, I want to make this Linux server as web server. What is web server? What is web server? Any
To
knowledge do you
use
have?
free, we can use web application like browser.
Yeah. If you convert any server as a web server, we can access our application through the browser. Okay. Through the browser, we can access our application. So here, this is simple Linux instance. So I want to access this instance. Why? Because this instance will be giving IP address. Using the IP address of instance, I want to access from browser. So further, if you want to make this simple Linux instance as a web server or Linux server as a web server, we have to install some web package. Okay, we have to install some web package. So in case of Amazon Linux, the web package name here is HTTPD. HTTP is a web package name. Okay, so if you want to install any package, the command is this one. Install httpd-y. Just copy this command. I'll share this document to you guys, or else you can simply type, no problem. Okay, just paste here. Just press enter. So it is installing package. Fine. I'm installed my package. So I have all this screen is with full of content, right? I want to get a clean screen. So if you want to do that, so the command is you can type clear, or else you can even use control plus L. Okay, if you type C, control means you have to use control key, which is there in your keyboard. Okay, control key along with L letter. Okay, if you type that one, then you can get a blank screen. Okay, that's all. I have typed control plus L. That means all the content which is there earlier, that will go up. Okay, that is the meaning here. Okay, I can get clean screen for doing some other task. Fine. So here, next is what I'm going to do. The default path for any web content, any web package in Amazon Linux is this one. Okay, this is a default location. So it is under var www.html. Okay, just remember this path, guys, because in interviews they were going to ask you what is the default location or what is the default path. So here, fine, this is the default path, or else they will ask you one more question like what is the web server name or web package name in case of Amazon Linux or Red Hat family. Okay, then you have to say that HTTPD is the web package name. The default path for web package is, it is under var www.html. Okay, fine. Just press enter. That's all. You are under this particular folder. If you want to go inside the specific folder, we are going to use this command cd. Cd means change directory. Okay. Next is, so I'm executing this command here. You also blindly copy and paste here, guys. In further classes, you will understand what is this command is all about. Okay. So here, I'm keeping some content here. Okay. This content, I'm keeping as a web content. I want to redirect this content into this index.html file. So I want to create one file called index.html file. Inside this, I want to keep this content called my Google. Okay. If you want, you can even modify this content. Okay. This is the command which we are going to use to redirect any content to some file. Okay. So here, if you want, you can even use any content. It's up to you. It's up to you. Okay. So just press enter. That's all. So here, if I do ls means list. Okay. If I do ls, I could able to see this file. Okay. Inside this file, what I have this content called my Google. Okay. So fine. Now I have installed web server. Okay. I have installed web server and I have updated web server and I have kept some web content. This is what we are going to call it as web content. So this web content, if you install any web server, you have to start the service. Okay. For that command is this one. If you start the service, then only you can make use of the things. Okay. Just press enter. So I have started service here. Okay. So I have started the service. So here, fine. Now, if you want, you can use this one. Otherwise, no problem. This is not much important. So better you can execute. No problem. So fine. I have started service. Blindly, you just execute these commands. Okay. There are set of 6 to 7, 8 commands are there. Blindly execute this command. I will share this document with you. Okay, fine. I'm done with my things. I have installed web package and I kept some web content. So I want to access this Linux instance from the browser. If you want to access this Linux instance from the browser, it's been given some, IP address, right? Just go to your instances. Just select your instance. Okay. If you select, it is showing public IP. Okay. You have to access these instances from the browser. Then only you can feel that, this is a web server, right? So just copy this public IP and open any browser. Just paste here. Just enter. You could able to see the web content here. See, it is telling that the site cannot be reached. Why it is showing like this? Any idea, guys? Do you have? Why we couldn't able to reach this?
But HTTP port we need to enable, right?
So here, fine. Here, this is my laptop. From my laptop, I'm connecting to the instance. If you want to connect from your laptop to instance, we have enabled port number 22. Right, so that I can able to connect to instance. But inside this, I have installed some package, right? HTTPD. This is what we will call it as a web package. Okay, so if you want to install this web package, if you want to, if you install this web package, if you want to connect to this web package from your laptop to this web server, we have to enable one more port. That is HTTPD. HTTP port you have to enable. The port number is 80. We didn't enable this one. That's why you could not able to connect to this web server. Okay, you could able to connect to this instance, but you could not able to connect to web server. Why? Because we didn't open this port number. That is 80. Okay, fine. So let me open this port number now. How to open? Just go to your instances. Here you can see bottom side. See, just select your instance. Then you can able to see some tabs. Just go to the security here. Okay, click on the security tab. See guys, you can see many options here. Don't worry about all these options. Slowly we will try to understand what we will, by the end of this course, you will definitely know about all these options. Okay, you will definitely know about each and every option. So slowly, whenever time comes, I will explain about all these options. Don't worry for time being. Okay, just try to focus whatever I'm telling. You here also you can see many options. Okay, no need to bother about all these options. When time comes, I will explain all the options slowly. So here I want to open HTTP port also. Why? Because in my Linux, I have installed web package. If I want to access that web content, I have to open this port number. For that, just select your instance, click on the security tab, just scroll down here. Fine, just scroll down. If you scroll down, you could able to see security groups, right? Just open this in a new tab. Okay, just here see inbound rules. Here select this inbound rules tab. Here we have SSH port only been opened. We have to open one more port. Just click on this edit inbound rules. Okay, we can add one more rule here. Just click on this add rule. Select here HTTPD, HTTP, and port number is 80. Just click here custom from anywhere IPv4. That's all. Just save this rule. The default port name is HTTP and the port number is 80 per web server. This is also one of the most important interview question. Okay, fine. So here, now you can copy the public IP now. Okay, just go to details. Just copy this public IP, open the browser and paste here. It will take some time to get updated. So what you have to do here is just paste IP colon 80 you have to give. Why? Because of course, if you don't give 80 also, it will work. Why? Because by default, it will be redirect to HTTP page only. Okay, HTTP page only, it is going to redirect here. That is a default behavior. Whether you are giving colon 80 or not, it will be redirect to this page only. See, you can able to see the content. This is what we will call it as a web content. Why we are going calling it as a web content? Why? Because here we kept some web content in web package. Even if you don't give that colon 80 also, you can able to see. Just simply paste here. See, you can able to see. Even I will paste my IP address here, guys. All of you try to access from your browser. Everyone, I have pasted IP address here, public IP in chartboard. All of you try to access this. All of you, whether can you able to get this web content? Can you able to see this web content or not? Just tell me that. In chartboard, I have pasted public IP of this instance. You just try to access from the browser and just tell me whether you could able to access this or not.
Yeah, I can able to access.
Yeah, we are able.
You can able to access, right?
Yeah.
Suppose what happened now, I'll just come to this security groups. I will edit inbound rules. I will delete this rule. Okay. HTTP rule, I'm going to delete. Just save rule. Now, use the same IP address and try to access now. Everyone. it will take some time to get updated here.
Yeah, now I'm not able to say anything.
Others guys?
No, nothing.
Nothing, right? See, that is the importance of ports. If you open that respective port, then only you can able to access the things. If you are not opening the port, you could not able to see the contents.
Yeah.
Okay.
One small doubt. Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you please edit content, like instead of my Google, you can add something and you can try to activate and show me how it.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Let's try to edit the things. Already we have all these things, right? So I'll keep some other content apart from this. Okay. Which content you want me to keep?
Anything. Just you can add one number also. Just I want to know how we will edit.
Yeah. Let us try to add hello. Welcome to Linux. Okay. That's all. Just going into this. What happened? Just give me a minute. Why it is not taking? Fine. Oh, I think there was some mess up with this. Fine. I have kept some other content like hello, welcome to Linux. Okay. So now what I'll do? You just access the IP. Fine. Let me open the security group again. Port number. Just edit inbound rules. I kept some other content here. So just add rule here. Just I'll open HTTP port. Access from anywhere. I'll save the rule. Now access the page. Just refresh that page. See, you can able to see. Can you able to see this, all of you? I hope from your browser. Try to access the same page from your browser.
No, he's got it.
This is simple web content because we are not much familiar with the code, like programming languages and all. As a DevOps engineer, we don't even worry to know. All these things will be taken care by developers team. Okay, so what they're going to do here, if you want to see IRCTC application, same way the people will be using. Okay, suppose if I type IRCTC from browser, see, you can see many things. Okay, so here backend, if you want to see this kind of page, this is what we will call it as UI, user interface. Okay, here I kept some web content in this. Okay, so here in the same manner, you can even create a web page like this. Okay, this is a web page. Why we are calling it as web page? Why? Because we can able to access this from the browser. That's why we can call it as web page. If you keep any content, then that's a web content. This is a web content I kept. This is a web page. So if you want to see the web page like this, here the developers will be writing some program. Okay, so here that is a way. Okay, so no need to worry what is that program and all, and we are least bother what kind of program they are writing. Our task is finally we have to deploy our application. This is a simple thing. We haven't used any DevOps tools and all, but same thing we are going to do using DevOps tools. This kind of page we can able to see output. See here, once developers has been written the code, that output whatever the output they are getting, that output we are the one who is going to see first. So we will share this output. We will share this output to the developers and they will modify if they require anything else. Like this color is not looking good, let us assume. Okay, they will change the color as per the requirement, as per the user-friendly options they are going to include if needed. This is what the thing is. Okay, so in today's class, we have seen, the things, web server. From tomorrow onwards, guys, you will be created one WhatsApp group. Okay, so by tomorrow, maximum. So you just remind with the admin team once, you just contact with admin team once, get added in that WhatsApp group. So we will be communicating, and of course, that is not simply a group, guys. That is the one where we will communicate all our technical discussions. If you have any doubts, okay, then you can post in that group while you are practicing. Anyways, you are going to get recorded videos every now and then. Once while you are practicing, if you have any doubt, you can discuss in that group. Okay, you can discuss in that group. And of course, if somebody knows the answer, they will post the answer. If I will, by the end of the day, I will see. If I see, then I will post. Otherwise, the others who knows the answer, you can post the answers while you are practicing. If you get any doubt, you can post any questions. That group is meant for technical discussions. Okay, so clear, guys? Today's class. Any doubts do you have in today's class? And of course, guys, don't forget to terminate the instances. See here, in companies, we will be having accidental termination protection. See, generally in companies, what we are going to, we will just stop the instance today and we will start the instance again. But here, in companies, we will not have this terminate option enabled. Okay, we cannot terminate the instances. Okay, they are going to enable accidental protection. I'll show you how to enable that. Just select this option. Just go to actions. Here, instance security. Just click on the security. Sorry, instance settings. Yeah, just click on this instance settings. Here, see, change termination protection. Just click on this option. So here, just enable the termination, accidental termination protection. Just save. That's all. These kind of things will be configured backend. Okay, so here, fine. Now, if you want to terminate this instance, it won't allow you to terminate. If you want, you can even try. Just select this option. You just try to terminate. It won't allow you to terminate. It is enabling. It is having one pop-up, right? Termination protection. Just click on this terminate. See, it is failed to terminate instance. Why? Because instance is enabled with accidental termination protection. So in companies also, you will not allow to terminate any instances. You will be enabled with accidental termination protection. So that instance, even, see, wantedly we will not do, but by mistake, if you click on that option, the instance should not get terminated. Why? Because in real time, we are going to have all our production code here and our application is going to run. Once if you terminate this server here, so users cannot able to access this application here. Okay, that's why what we are going to do, they will be enabled with accidental termination protection. So just go to actions, go to instance settings, just change this termination protection. I'm disabling this one. Just deselect this one. That's all. Termination protection disabled. See, the instance can be terminated now. Now you can select this option. You can choose termination. That's all. Okay. You can see many options here, guys, like stop. If you stop instance, you can start again. Reboot. Reboot means once if you install any packages in instances, we will be using that reboot option. Okay. So see, slowly we will see all other options here. No need to worry here. Okay, so don't forget to terminate the instance. Most of the people will be leaving these instances in running state only. Kindly don't do that one. If you do that one, so as I told you, your AWS account is free for 1 year, either for 1 year or 750 hours. Either for 1 year or 750 hours. So if your instance is in running state continuously, then hours will get calculated and you will get the bill. Okay, that's why maximum hours course duration is 2.5 months or maximum 3 months. So maximum 2 to 2.5 months. Okay, so that means every day you can even practice around 2 to 3 hours, no problem. So you can practice for 1 year. Still, after 1 year also, if you get the bill, I'll tell you in further classes how to avoid the bill. But once after your practice is over, don't forget, don't forget to stop the instance if you don't require this instance. And of course, don't get a habit of terminating the instances, guys. Just as it is a practice, I'm doing this so, but don't get habituated with this terminated option. Why? Because if you terminate the instance, you will not have any recycle bin here. Just like your Windows, you don't have any recycle bin here. Once if you terminate the instance, you are going to lose this instance permanently. Okay, there is no recycle bin, and of course the data which is there inside the instance, that also you are going to lose permanently. That's why make sure that if you are terminating the instance, it is not at all required for you in further classes. Then only you can terminate. Otherwise, simply you can stop the instance, and in the next classes we can start the instances. Generally in companies we do that only, like we will stop today while we are logging off and we will start again. Okay, those are the things. Fine, guys. So tomorrow onwards, we will be having our, we will see some more introduction about Linux, and then we will proceed with some other Linux commands in tomorrow's class. Okay, today's class is little small. Okay, so tomorrow onwards, we will be having our classes, and we will see some introduction of Linux. Anybody are having any idea on Linux earlier, guys? Anyone?
No, Jyothi.
Anyone? Leela and Navin ready?
No, this is the first time I'm seeing.
Okay, fine, no problem. So tomorrow we'll see some basics of Linux. So I told you, right, the root user, normal user, so like some basics. So before going to proceed, like while we are choosing OS, there you can find many things like Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, all those things. Okay, we will see all those things. What are the different flavors of Linux? How the Linux gas emerged? Okay, and history of Linux. Why we have to choose Linux apart from Windows, all those things we will see. Okay, so tomorrow we will meet again. For today you just practice these things. Okay, so in tomorrow's class we will have again. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards we will be proceeding. Tomorrow I'll give some introduction of that Linux, and we will proceed with some things. Okay, we'll proceed with some other Linux commands. Okay, tomorrow's class is very important. Why? Because the basics behind the Linux will be comprised in tomorrow's class. So the tomorrow's basics only will be helpful for your entire DevOps course. Okay, that's why so better to attend for tomorrow's class also using same link and using same time. Okay, thank you, guys. Any other doubts do you have in today's class?
No doubts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.